Right, everybody, this is a new podcast, Real Brits, Real Talk. Nick, end of struggle, how many account owners you had lately?
I reckon I've had about 6 or 7, maybe the last 3 or 4 months, but I've been a bit clever about it. I understand what you can and you can't say, but it's become a very
minefield.
BBC left-wing, agenda-filled app. It's almost a little bit like Twitter used to be until Elon took over.
Yeah, well, I've had 2 accounts gone in the last 3 months. So
Do you think it's valid?
no, not at all.
What did you get banned for?
People talking about their opinion. There was never any abuse or anything. I never abused anyone on there, but I'd put videos up, controversial videos about certain things about gender, or like they did not like the gender one at
So
all.
an opinion, you had an opinion?
Yeah, or someone like was recorded off a podcast having an opinion. It wouldn't even necessarily be my opinion. It would be another clip from another social media site that would put on TikTok. They wouldn't have it. They wouldn't have it.
So one of the ones I put on was a picture. It was a video of me and my 2 boys, 4 and 6. They're in their boxes. I'm in my boxes. We're dancing around our living room. Happy moments, right? I want to share that to the world. Nothing's on show. Everything's cool. I'm the father. I put it on. It got back. It got cancelled basically.
For what? For what?
For nudity. When can I just say, Nick? 'Cause I know what you're thinking already. There was people on TikTok doing all these sexual things, like mashed potato. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's absolutely fine. But I can't put a video of my 2 kids and me dancing our box shorts because we're happy. It's a happy moment. Do you think that's acceptable?
Yeah.
I'm going to play devil's advocate,
Oh.
and that's the whole reason why I'm here. But can you imagine how many videos per day are getting uploaded to TikTok? I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Millions.
Lee, that's on the computer, can Google it for us. But there's got to be hundreds of millions of videos per day being uploaded to TikTok. There has to be some sort of AI algorithm safety net that prevents any child nudity, pornography from getting through, which then hopefully would then become filtered from a human being.
34 million.
Okay, so 34 million videos per day are being uploaded to TikTok. Now, if it was just a open policy of you can upload whatever you want, that would be rife with child pornography. It would be rife with sexual assault. It would be... So, I think, personally, that's a good thing.
So,
because if somebody got some images of my kids...
Do all
no
sorts
clothes
of
on.
they had clothes
And
on.
they
was
tops
in
off
there
then, or whatever. I would want that safety net to pick that up and go, actually, this looks to me as though there is some breach of privacy, child abuse, whatever it is. So I can understand it. I can understand it. Now,
Especially with AI.
if you appeal that,
Which
and
I
it
did.
gets turned down...
Got turned down. So I understand that 100%. However, when I've looked into the policy, it says something along the lines of children, like girls, can't have their nipples out.
Sure.
Right? Boys can't have their anything on show. Right? But it's fine for them to have their tops off. We know that because we see people all the time with their tops off on there, and it's not an issue, right? So what is the problem with my child and me in our boxer shorts not being able to do it?
Well,
because I do not think for 1 minute that's child pornography.
It's not though, but AI nowadays, they could take the images of your kids and turn that into anything, mate. Absolutely anything. So I don't think kids should be on social media at all, because the way things are going now, with AI and all this new technology and all that, they could do all sorts.
So do you not think I should post my kids on TikTok?
No.
My happy memories. I completely disagree. Why not? I'm a father. Most of my TikToks are about being a father, Yeah, I rant a lot, but it's about being a father, the father life, the dad life. I want the world to see how happy my kids are. I want the world to see how brilliant me and my kids are together. That's kind of my TikTok, right?
Do you want some paedophile in Canada wanking himself off because you've got a couple of nice looking kids?
But they've got boxes on, isn't it?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter about that.
They can take them off, mate.
What turns some of these paedophiles and child molesters on?
Yeah.
And I've seen many documentaries, and it's not the genitals, it's not the private parts that actually turns a lot of these on. It's the innocence, and it's the little girl in a summer dress where there's just a little bit of the pants on show.
I respect that, and actually I agree. However, you've got to make it one rule. You can't have a one rule for one and another for another. It's got to be a blanket rule. I see all the time kids like with their parents, like at bedtime going up to their mum, giving them a cup with a box and whatever. So why is that allowed? But my children aren't. We're dancing. Like, it's got to be a blanket rule, surely. Is it because I've got a few more followers than them, so it's more noticeable? I don't know.
Yeah, it might be that, yeah. Possibly.
Somebody with 10 followers is going to get a much less exposure than somebody with 70,000 followers.
But I get what you're saying, and I do actually, I genuinely do get what you're saying. Of course, I don't want any fucking paedophiles looking at my kids. I don't agree with kids shouldn't be on your social media. I put someone the other day of them on their quad bike. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's first on their quad bike.
Yep.
I want people to see the bond.
But did that get taken down?
Of course not.
No. Of course not. So you're going into this grey area of online safety, paedophilia. Every country has different rules. So TikTok are not only dealing with their set of standards and their rules, but each country that they're involved in is going to have its own set of rules. So TikTok in Venezuela may be able to act very differently to TikTok in Finland or TikTok in Great Britain. So there's an awful lot that goes on underneath, and you have to be 13 to be on TikTok. Yeah, you have to be 13 to have a TikTok account. So
that's to have a TikTok account, though, isn't it?
I think that should be older.
It is, or 15 or whatever it is now. But I personally think being overprotective of that sort of thing is better than being underprotective.
Do you know what? For the first time in my life, I'm going to back down to this. I'm going to say, actually, you're making a lot of sense.
And that's why I'm here.
You're making a lot of sense. So, just for anyone that doesn't understand who we are, I'm just going to quickly brief you all so you understand the way we all think. So, Nick is the well-educated, methodical thinker. That's what. Would you agree?
I've been down every rabbit hole, every conspiracy theory, every end of the world scenario, every internet bug, Y2K nonsense that you can ever imagine.
He's a flat earther.
I've looked at flat Earth.
Don't start me on that. Come on, Cara, don't. Let's not get down that rabbit hole, please.
And I would say that I'm out the other end of it all, and I would probably say Joe Rogan's the same. I would class myself similar age, a little bit younger than Joe, but
a little less money, right?
A little less money.
Yeah.
At the minute.
More hair.
More hair.
You're not doing bad on TikTok, man. Let's be honest.
We're good.
You're not doing bad at the minute, mate.
Good. And I think the biggest conspiracy in the world is money.
Yeah.
And wherever the money flows, that's where the narrative goes.
Yeah.
So if TikTok is wanting to rival YouTube in terms of revenue and advertising, it cannot be deemed as a platform where paedophiles can get access to images that they are going to share on the dark web, AI, deep fake, that is going to put their brand in the spotlight, national fucking headlines or whatever. So I would rather them err on the side of caution in those senses, in that sense,
which I now agree on,
than not.
I now agree on that.
So that's my stance.
But you as a person, we need to let the people know how are you as a person? this podcast, for example, there's 3 guys here, right? I need them to understand what each one of us, our personality is like, because it's going to get, some of this is going to get rough, some of this is going to be some proper debates. I've backed down on this one. I have backed down, because you're talking sense though. Nick, you're talking sense. I get it. To me, it was just a bit like, it's my kids, but that's because I'm not a fucking dirty little pedo, and I don't look at it that way.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But now you have.
This is what I'm saying. You're the methodical thinker, so you're now going to hopefully help me see.
I'm a
things
little
in a
bit
different way.
older.
We've both worked with children as well, so
Work with children, yeah. You know, so things like, you know, I've spent a decade working in primary schools, and one of the things that my boss said to me at the time was, never, ever, ever have your mobile phone on you, because the second you've got your mobile phone on you, you open yourself up to allegations of recording, photographing, video, even if you're just on the phone to somebody.
What a crazy world we're living
Exactly.
in. What a fucking crazy world we're living in.
So, as a tennis coach, I've always been advised, if you are taking a player who is under the age of 18 in your car, you place them in the seat behind you directly, because that's the least accessible place for you to have. If they were going to say to you, Nick touched me up on the way to a tennis tournament, and then through the conversations that they would have had with social services or the police, if it was deemed that they were in the seat behind me, that's the least likely place that I could have.
But do you not think, this is what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. It blows my fucking mind that we even have to think about where someone's sitting, having their phone on them. Like, the world we live in now is absolutely fucking bonkers on every level. But we have to protect ourselves, Andy. We have to. We have to, Nick, because that's the world we live in.
Wait till you watch Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom, when that film comes out, I'm telling you, it's going to rock Britain.
It sends me over the edge. So basically, Nick is the back to what we were saying. Nick is the methodical thinker. There's not much I don't think Nick hasn't been through, seen,
or thought about.
So Nick is definitely the methodical thinker. Probably going to put me in my place quite a bit, but in a constructive way. Because I think that's the only way to get through to me, is a constructive way, not a boom. Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
Then we've got Andy. Mm-hmm. Andy's not as well known on TikTok as what Nick was. He was nearly 10,000 followers. He then got banned. What did you get back? Well, this is what I'm saying though. It's mental. Like, you can't have an opinion, right? So he's gone back on there now. Real Brits, Real Talk. He's building it back up. He's putting in some very. I genuinely believe some of the stuff you put on there is very controversial, but it's good. Because you should be like that.
Talking.
We shouldn't just stop what we're thinking because social media is telling we should. So do you want to say a bit about you? What are you bringing to the table here?
Oh, well, it all really started for me about, 18 months ago when the war started with Ukraine. For me, that's... See, I was Zelensky's supporter. Oh, yes, Russia this, Russia that, Russia this, Russia that. And I brought into the narrative of Russia hook, line and sinker. And I was posting some stuff up on Facebook, and I got a message off a friend saying, "Who won the Second World War, Andy?" And I laughed out loud, like, everyone in Britain knows who won the Second World War, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Couldn't be further from the truth. We're still fighting it, people. We're still fighting it to this day. Not in shells and trenches and all that no more. We're fighting it in a deeper state way.
But back to the core question. I want to go back to the core question. What are you bringing? So he's the methodical thinker. What are you?
I don't know. I suppose I'm still going on through a bit of a journey myself. You know,
because the story you've told me earlier, off camera, we're not going to repeat it right now.
I don't mind.
You've got a lot to fucking give. You've had one hell of a life.
Yeah.
Like, you've had one hell of a life. I thought I had a bit of a difficult life, but it's next level.
Yeah.
I think you've got a massive story to tell. You just don't know how to tell it right now.
It's not.
I believe me and Nick are going to get that out here.
Yeah,
I believe we are.
I'm willing. I'm an open book. Like, a bit too much, because I will say what's on my mind there and then. I'm very much a kind of like black and white person. There is no grey areas with me. You're either in or you're out. There is no
But are
maybes.
you open to opinions? That's the
Oh
question.
yeah.
Because if you're in or out, that means you're not open to any opinions. You've got to be open to some other opinions, otherwise how's this going to work?
No,
right?
like for instance, like, I will talk about anything and everything. Like I've got no boundaries in that, and I don't take things personally if you don't agree with me or anything like that. But there's got to be some logic in what you're saying to me. You can't like
Vice versa. There's got to be logic what you're saying, sir.
Yeah.
Right?
So like for flat earthers, for instance, I will sit there and listen to a flat earther all day. But bring some logic to the table. Bring me some
is no logic.
actual
There is-
evidence,
there is no
because if
logic.
you're not,
But they
then-
believe they're bringing logic to it. And this is the
Yeah.
difference. It's okay to say logic, but they truly believe that their logic is logic.
It's their truth.
Exactly. And there is no such thing as their truth.
yeah,
And I don't believe in this bullshit of this is my truth. There is the truth,
yeah,
and non-truth.
yeah, that's it.
In
Yeah.
every aspect, whether that's gender,
Yeah.
whether that's flat earth, whether that's aliens or whatever, there is only the truth. Now, I understand that the truth can change through time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But the truth is the truth. And logic and the truth are intertwined, but if you're blinded by a narrative that you already believe, you are going to... So I talk an awful lot on my TikTok about...
End of struggle, by the way.
End the struggle. If you believe
Get in
something like the COVID jabs are killing people, okay, go and listen to 100 people that don't believe that.
Yeah.
Go and listen to 100 scientists that have got the opposite view that you hold, and then go and listen to people that have got the same view as you.
But they won't do that.
But
'Cause
they don't do that.
Because they don't want to hear it.
Correct. So, logic and my truth oftentimes is based around the echo chamber that you spend the most time in.
Yeah.
And I've spent time in echo chambers. I've been to Auschwitz with my daughter.
Mate, it's horrendous.
Okay? I have argued with people that truly believe the Holocaust is a lie.
By the way, that wasn't even that long ago. That's another subject.
And that is the craziest thing.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I've been to Auschwitz. I've been to Birkenhaus and I've been to Auschwitz 1. Both of them. You cannot stage birds not flying over there. You cannot stage
I hear you.
death seeping from every brick, pathway and building. It is impossible. Now, I know people that would argue until their last breath that the Holocaust was a lie, because they have surrounded themselves in an echo chamber of people that are saying the same thing. And I understand that. And I understand how powerful a narrative can be. And if you're pissed off with certain aspects of society and the narrative that you are now involved in is agreeing with your life view, how that can be very intoxicating. But I'm out the other side of it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
and I know for a fact that the Holocaust happened.
Yeah,
so anybody that says to me, the earth is flat, I need to go and listen to 100 people that have devoted their lives as a geologist, as an astrophysicist, as a missile technician. You know, Sean was talking earlier when we were sort of getting to know each other in the room here about being in the army and being a sergeant and a corporal and all of these things. Every aspect of his career has been based around the earth being round.
Yeah.
Missiles don't work.
Yeah.
You know, the Coriolis effect only works on a ball earth. You cannot shoot somebody from 3 miles away without taking into effect gravity and the shape of the earth. Yeah. So let's go and speak to people that have been there, not somebody that's posted 4 TikToks with nobody debating them and having nobody counteracting their comments, when we've got uneducated people that will sit there and go, that sounds plausible, because I would class myself as fairly educated. I understand a lot of things, and I could believe a lot of the narrative around dinosaurs didn't exist, the Earth is flat, the Titanic was an insurance scam, if I just
Hit
listen
job.
to those people, which is TikTok.
Yeah.
So if anyone's watching this right now and you believe the Earth is flat,
Get on here.
message us on whatever, and I'll tell you what, let's get you on and let's have a conversation. If you can give me valid and Nick valid, and
I will destroy you
destroy you.
in front of 1 million people,
Sounds like a
hands
challenge.
down.
So there's a challenge for you. Anybody watching this now, right, that thinks that the Earth is flat, come on here, take us on, and try, please, try and destroy him. Try and destroy
Impossible.
him. Let's see. Right. So
You don't have to come on your own either. Come mob-handed.
Bring your boys.
Bring your boys.
Bring your team.
So there's Andy, and then there's me. I am Sean Docks. I also do TikTok, just like my man Nick and like Andy. I am on TikTok, the TikTok ranter. I started ranting a lot, but I've gone a different kind of way now. But a lot of things annoy me. As I said previously, I'm sick to death of having account warnings and all this, because any opinion that you have these days gets cancelled. You get shut down. What happened? What happened to having an opinion? What happened to all that sort of good stuff? So
Freedom of speech.
The reason I have come on this podcast when Andy approached me was because I thought, he said, right, this is for real people, real talk. And I thought, you know what? He's right. Let's go on there. Let's give it a go. What I've got to lose. So what I bring to the table is I am not as educated as my man here. I'm not as methodical as this man here. This man here has got a lot to give. And I mean a lot to give. I see things a little bit different to other people. So I see things in a way that it's going to be very hard to change my mind on my opinions based on my life experiences. So,
However, I've just changed his mind on the first thing.
We were bouncing.
listen. You have, yeah,
not
you
that
have,
difficult.
We'll see. You have on that one thing. It's paedophiles and my kids. It kind of touches the nerves. I'm like, whoa, all right. As soon as you mention paedophiles and my kids, okay, I'll take that.
I got you.
Other things we'll see. I'm not saying I'm not open to people's opinions, because I definitely am. However, I feel like I've had a lot of life experience. I feel like I'm a lot wiser than my age. So I feel like it'd be very difficult to try and give me an opinion without facts. I need facts, like you said.
Pride precedes a fall.
We'll see.
We're not here.
See.
Yeah, we're not really here to tell you what you can or can't do or anything like that. All we want is to get you talking about some serious issues that are going on our country. We're going to talk about supplements.
But it's got to be relatable. Like, let's talk to the people, right? I don't want to be behind the camera and go, oh, this is what we've got to talk about. We haven't planned any of this. We're just talking off the cuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I believe what we are going to talk about is relatable stuff. It's stuff that bothers you, it bothers me, and it bothers the rest of this fucking country and the world, right? We are just normal, hard-working people with opinions. Hopefully, our opinions are gonna have a voice. His TikTok certainly does. 140,000 now, I think it is. Mine's not so good. Mine's 70,000. Andy obviously got cancelled, so he's not got as many now. But I'm sure it's gonna grow, right?
It'll be alright.
So people obviously like what we are talking about. You are one of the most relatable people I see on there. All different subjects. I'm just a bit of a nutter. Let's be honest. I go on there. I wing it. I don't wing it. I just say exactly what I think at the time. I come across maybe a little bit sweary sometimes, a little bit aggressive. It's not. It's passion, right? So
Alpha.
So that is what this is about. That is exactly what this podcast is about. And if you want relatable, real life shit, this is where you're going to get it. Because we're not all going to agree. 100%. We're not all going to agree at all.
And I think that the problem with life is we want to surround ourselves with people that agree with us. And I think life
Dangerous
should
path.
be about surrounding yourself with people that don't necessarily agree. And
Makes you
we'll
feel
cut
challenging.
bullshit out.
100%, mate. 100%. Like earlier, like earlier, for example, you said something. I can't remember what it was now, and I called you out on it straight away. What was it? What was it you said earlier?
Can't remember.
What was it you said? And I was like, no.
Nick's an absolute fucking legend.
I was
the
like,
best thing I've ever seen. And as a celebrity goes, he's fucking up there.
Yeah,
with Michael Jordan.
But he said something earlier, and I was like, no. I don't agree with that at all. Like, because we're not all going to agree. We are from different walks of life.
Yeah, way different.
I do not believe you're going to get 3 people in a room like we are from. We're made from different cloths, right? If this podcast won't happen, if TikTok didn't happen, you and I would never have crossed paths.
Never.
We're not the same people.
No.
You and I think, are a little bit more similar. But we are not the same people. I would never ever have crossed paths with you. So that's what I think is so good about this. We are going to come together. We're going to have healthy debates. Not arguing, healthy fucking debates. There's going to be no bullshit. If I'm wrong, like you proved me earlier, I'm going to say, all right, okay, I accept that.
But that doesn't mean that you're wrong.
No,
it doesn't mean you're
right.
wrong.
No, you're right.
It just means that
He's wrong. He's wrong.
You had an opinion. I showed you my opinion.
Yeah, just showed you a different way.
And you've changed your thoughts on it. Now that doesn't mean it's wrong.
You've adapted.
Hey, I haven't changed my... Right, okay, so let's just get something clear. I still believe that they was harsh doing what they've done, taking that video down. However, I now understand from a different point of view why they would have done that.
Now,
It doesn't mean I agree with that.
I don't know if that's why they did that.
I reckon
I'm
they
just
were looking out for
offering
him.
you an opinion or an option as to why they may have done that. If you were in charge of TikTok...
No, I get it.
That's
what I'm saying. And that's logic. That makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense what you're saying.
Yes.
It doesn't mean I agree, because I still think I should be able to do it. But I 100% agree why they would have done that.
Do you want blokes wanking them
Absolutely fucking
over your
not.
kids that you post on TikTok? No.
Bruv.
So we both agree that maybe
Bro,
that is probably a good thing that they've done.
Yeah, just safeguarding the kids, that's all
Correct.
it is. They're
And
just
that's what it is,
safeguarding the kids. Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't agree with what you said, which
Which
is
is what?
you shouldn't post your kids on TikTok.
Well, that's just like, personally, I don't put my...
But because you don't, doesn't mean I should.
No, not at all.
I want you to elaborate. I want you to come hard. Why?
So Sean,
just for that simple
if we
reason.
were, sorry to interrupt, if we were a democracy and you asked 1 million parents,
Yeah.
do you think TikTok should stop posting of their under 13 age children on their videos? Do you think the majority would say, yes, that's a good thing, or no, we don't agree?
So, from my point... No, let me... There's two sides. There's two sides. Yeah, but there's two sides, don't it?
1 million
There's
people.
two sides.
No, 1 million people.
There's two sides.
Tell me 1 million people. Tell me what you think.
You know what they're going to say, Sean?
Mate, you're not a... Right, you're acting like a politician, right?
I'm not.
No, right.
I'm acting as a massive corporation.
It's not a yes or no answer.
A social...
It's not a yes or no answer.
No, it is. Do
It's
you
not.
think more than 500,000 people would vote?
It depends if they think the same as me.
No. Do you think... we're talking democracy.
What, with their clothes on, having fun with their parents?
Do you think more than 500,000 people would say, yes, we think this is okay, or no, we don't want this
Okay,
to
so I'm
happen?
going to answer this slightly different, because you want a yes or no answer.
I want a yes or no answer. As a democracy, do you think the nation
I think
would answer
I
it?
think parents that love their children, that are clothed and having a good time, and they want to share the memories that are with their children at that time. I think 100% they say it should happen.
But the difference there, you said...
I think the non-parents...
Clothed.
Because they're all woke community and it's all woke, I think the non-parents will go, you shouldn't do that. Well, fuck the woke community. It's my kids, and do you know what? If they're clothed and they're having fun on their quad bike, I will put them on my social media.
Yeah, that's fine. But why did your video get taken down?
Having fun on their quad bike, that's not the video that got taken down.
No, but I'm talking. Yeah, okay. No, but I get that, and I've said to you that I understand. I understand why they take that down. But the other videos of me and my children singing or whatever, singing Freddie Mercury.
No. You
That's
got
fine.
sidetracked.
Yeah.
The only video that's been taken down.
Are we talking about the video taken down? now?
You're talking
Right,
about
okay.
the video that's taken down.
They would all say, yeah.
Your video of
they
your
would say you
kids
shouldn't
on
do
the
it.
quad bike has not been taken down.
No, it hasn't.
Your video of your kids singing Mick Jagger,
But you
Freddie
ju-
Mercury has not been taken
But
down.
you just said to me, under 13s.
With their tops off.
I didn't understand. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if that's what you said, then I apologise. I didn't realise that. I thought you
Under
meant under
13s
13s in general
with their
shouldn't be allowed
tops
on there.
off, as a general blanket rule, do you think most people in the country would say, we don't want this to just go through the nets of TikTok, unaided and allowed to be put up
tell you what I'm
there?
gonna
Because it happens with Twitter.
I'll tell you how I'm going to answer this. You guys watching, write in the comment section now, do you think it is acceptable or not? Because I genuinely think it's not. You want to accept that, would you?
No.
When you put it like that, it makes it sound so seedy and like dirty. Like it's my.
But it's the
Kids,
same when I
right?
did the
It's-
football, Sean. When I did,
your kids.
yeah, when I did the football with the kids, so I went from under 6s all the way up to under 18s. Yeah. Now, when they were 6 years old, 7, 8, 9, there was never any problem, like me going into the changing rooms. Then one year, an incident happened at another football club, but then I was not allowed in them changing rooms unless I had another adult with me. So if the world changes, the rules have to change with the world. And AI is changing and it's getting fast and people can do all
I
sorts of
can't
stuff
handle
with
it.
that now.
I cannot get my head around this. I cannot get my head around this woke community. I can't.
I know.
Like, what happened to fucking Britain being Britain? Like, what happened
Hang on.
to the
Let
world?
me stop you.
It's fucked
Hang
up,
on.
Nick.
What happened
Fucked up, bro.
was Jimmy Savile and Gary Glitter
Getting
and the
away with it.
Yorkshire Ripper and Harold Shipman and all of these high profile.
It's not that though, Nick.
No,
It's not.
It is.
It's not, bro.
It is.
Do you know what it is?
If your child would have been molested by Jimmy Savile in the 80s, you would be sick.
Why didn't anyone tell you?
You would have gone to prison because you'd have gone and murdered
Yeah,
him.
but it's not.
Hang on, no. So things have to change because things
There's
have
change
changed.
and then there's over the fucking top change, mate.
So-
Like,
so-
come
so-
on, bro.
Yeah. So societal changes are a pendulum.
Mm.
Can you remember the old grandfather clock that you used to
Yeah,
swing
of
your
course.
dad's?
I know
Your
you're not. I
granddad.
know you're an old boy, but I remember
Yeah,
that just
remember
about.
that.
Of course I do.
So things are here, and then they have to swing too far the other way, and then they correct and they
Yeah.
swing too
But
far.
we're
the
not
other way.
correcting, now,
That's
are we?
it.
No,
We are
we
slowly.
are, and then slowly
We are.
but surely, it fits into the middle. And if put yourself in the shoes of a parent of a child that was molested by Jimmy Savile or Gary Glitter
But I'm not just
at the
talking.
BBC.
I am not just talking about that. I'm talking about woke in general, right? So
What does woke mean?
woke means people that are taking things fucking far too serious. Right, example. Let me tell you an example. Black pudding.
I know where you're going with this.
Black pudding.
It's not allowed to be called black pudding anymore because
No,
it's racist.
it's called dry as pig's blood.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to say the word black anymore. You're not. Right?
But that's more of an American
in fact,
thing, I think, than over here.
Do you know what? Right? I did a video, right, on 10 things that are now banned.
I saw it.
10 things. It got 1.7 million views, and everybody in there could not believe
Can
what
I
was
just
saying.
say, your fucking teeth look amazing.
Cheers, mate.
They're so white, you know? So white.
I got a day in Turkey, and if you're wondering, I've also had a hair transplant. Baby!